A breezy but clear night for high school baseball on CCX. The Champlin Park Rebels and the Maple Grove Crimson. From the Gleason Field Complex in Maple Grove, John Jacobson and Drew Keogh. Drew, we're at the midway point of the season. Kind of make or break time, right?
Yeah, I think, both these teams are probably just happy to get out. Good turf field here. Not going to have to worry about bouncy dirt or chummy grass. You're just going to, good bounces. But it's good for the kids to get out here and get those reps in. And it's important for these teams to get a feel of who does what and where they fit. Especially pitching rotation is the most important thing. But as kids get a chance to sub in at second base or third base, you want to figure out the depth as you get deeper in the season. That's when the games are really start to become important, especially when you start to look at section seeding, who gets home field and who gets to make those decisions. So it'll be fun to see these teams play.
Champlin Park 7-3 on the season. They were conference champions a year ago, and they've got a good club, Drew, and a team they feel can perhaps get to state for the first time in 7 years this year. They lost to Mountain View in the section championship a year ago, but some really good pitching. They've had some timely hitting, and a team that maybe has a chance to go somewhere in the postseason. Maple Grove's kind of been up and down. They've had some good games, played a strong Wayzata team, the number one team in the state in 4A. Last night they played them. Wayzata won 3-2. Maple Grove had the winning runs on base at the end of the game. Wayzata gets out, and that's why they're 12-0 right now. And Maple Grove just lost some of those games where they weren't hitting early, but have the capability, I think, to put together a win streak, and they'd love nothing more than to get one here against a team above them in the conference standings.
Yeah, those are the things you want to figure out as a team, and especially from the coaching staff. They want to figure out who's comfortable out there playing what position. I've talked to many coaches throughout the years, and sometimes they put a kid out in center field, and they're like, how is he at center field? And they're like, I have no idea. We're going to find out, because they've never played outfield. They've been there starting shortstop all the way through youth baseball. Now they're playing varsity baseball, and it's an opportunity to figure out what else they can do and how they can contribute to this team.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. First pitch, Rebels of the Crimson next. Back at Gleason Field, John Jacobson, Drew Keogh, ready for the first pitch, Champlin Park and Maple Grove. Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball on a nice Tuesday evening. Had some rain earlier in the day. Clouds starting to clear, a little bit of a breeze and blowing out tonight, Drew. We'll see how that affects play this evening.
Yeah, the rain kind of parted around us. We had a little bit earlier, but it's nice to get make sure that we're going to stay dry, a little windy, but it's a beautiful night.
Here's our batting order for Champlin Park. Aaron Cohn will lead off and play third base. Chase Oxborough at second, then Nick Carlson at short. Brady Schornstein is the DH. Max Janich at first base. Brockton Sandell is the left fielder. Tyler McGee batting seventh and catching. Reese George in center field, and then Caleb Greer in right field. Preston Tilkey is the pitcher. Schornstein hitting for him. And the defense for Maple Grove tonight. Around the infield, Evan O'Dwyer at first, Maddox Slutin at second base, Caden Harney at short, Nathan Schmidt at third base. In the outfield, Van Olsen, Dylan Volkel, and Becca Chimpa. Connor Wilm is the catcher, and pitching tonight is Brody Berglund. Berglund, the right-hander, and Drew, you want to get off to a good start. Try to get your team off to a good start as well when you're the guy handed the ball to start the ball game.
Yeah, it's always your goal is to throw strikes and get outs, but you got to trust your defense, know your hitters, understand the situation of the game, but you definitely don't want to give up any early walks and give up any free passes to these kids who can run at the top of the order.
Berglund on the season 2-0 with 2 saves in 4 appearances. ERA of 2.62. Aaron Cohn leading it off and takes a first pitch strike to start the ball game.
That's how you want to start it. Start by throwing strikes, gain confidence in that pitch.
Berglund with 8 strikeouts in 8 innings pitched this season. Line to short and then dropped, and safe at first will be Cohn. Harney unable to hang on to that one. And Champlin Park's got the leadoff runner on to start the ball game.
Tough break there for the Crimson. It looks like it was in his glove, and in the transition, he actually drops it. It's kind of in between, but it looks like he came up with it clean, but it came out of his glove, and right away the umpire makes the decision to call it safe, and that runner reaches down to first base.
Chase Oxborough, second baseman, hitting second. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back, takes a strike. Looks low, Drew. Ball 1, or strike 1, goal.
Yeah, one of the things you'll see here with this kind of a field, with the turf infield, you see the infielders usually play back. They have more time. It's going to be a natural bounce. There's no grass up there to kill the ground ball, so they have more time.
And the bunt coming back to Berglund. Fields it cleanly, throws over to first base. Dwyer with the put up, but moving down to second base is Cohn on the sacrifice.
Smart play there by the pitcher. I think that bump was hit hard enough and it bounced right to him. He could have had a chance at second base, but early in the game, if you give up this run in the first inning, it's not that big of a deal. Get the outs, get out of the inning. Don't let a big inning happen for Champlin Park.
Nick Carlson batting third here for the Rebels here tonight. First pitch up high for a ball. I mentioned Maple Grove's game last night against Wayzata, 3-2 loss. Champlin Park had a home game against Coon Rapids and a 1-0 win for the Rebels, their 7th win of the season. This is line to short. Harney up with it cleanly, looked at third, and then goes over to first. O'Dwyer reaches over and makes the stop, and moving on to third is Cohn, but they get the second out, 6-3 on the putout.
Yeah, Maple Grove 1 out away from getting out of this inning clean, but nice base running there by Champlin Park to contact, moving over, realized that ball was not a line drive. It was going to be on the ground right away. Broke way over to third base. Shortstop made good body movement to make a throw to third base, but realized the smarter play was to get the out at first. Hopefully he can get out of the first inning here without giving a run.
Berglund's first pitch, the called strike to Brady Shorenstein, the left-handed hitting DH. Going to the short lead at third. Berglund delivers home.
Good pitch there.
1 ball, 1 strike.
So you call a good miss. Even though you don't get the strike, you stay close enough to the zone that you're keeping that umpire honest.
Swing and a miss. Cut loose on that one, and it's 1-2. That one just missed. 2-2. Look at the runner, Cohn. Berglund into Whelm and delivers to him. Fouled back. And Shorenstein hanging in there at 2-2.
Yeah, way to fight that ball off. It probably would have been a strike, but it, anything close with 2 strikes, you want to fight it off and stay alive. You're not always looking for the best pitch to hit. Anything close, you got to protect that plate and stay alive, especially with the runner on third base.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Max Janisch on deck. Called strike 3. And Shorenstein called out. Berglund works out of a little trouble in the first. No runs, no hits, 1 error and 1 left on for Champlin Park as we head to the home half of the first inning.
Yeah, right at the knees, over the plate. If you're a hitter, you kind of want to sell that. If you're not going to swing at it, you might as well act like you're going to walk down and you thought it was a ball, but sometimes you just got to tip your cap and be like, hey, that was a great pitch.
So Berglund, as we mentioned at the top, averaging a strikeout an inning coming in. Gets to that pace again with his 9th strikeout now in 9 innings. He'll lead it off, too, as we look at the Crimson batting order, followed by Shippa, the right fielder, Nathan Schmidt hitting 3rd. Keaton Harney, the shortstop, hits 4th, and Evan O'Dwyer. Kellen Riskadal bats 6th. He is the DH hitting for the catcher, Connor Wilm. Then it's Van Olsen in left. Maddox Van Sluten batting 8th and playing second base, and Dylan Volkel, the center fielder, hits 9th for the Crimson tonight. And the defense for Champlin Park, Max Janisch at first, Chase Oxborough at second, Nick Carlson at short, Aaron Cohn at third. In the outfield, Brockton Sandell. In the left field, Reese George in center, Caleb Greer in right, Ty McGee is the catcher, and Preston Tilkey is the pitcher for Champlin Park. The junior right-hander coming off a strong outing last Friday up at Rocori. Pitched 6 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, walked 4, but struck out 12, Drew, in a Champlin Park 3-0 win.
Wow, 12 strikeouts. That's an impressive. How many innings did you say?
6 2/3.
That's impressive. That's really, really impressive.
Tanner Wiley got the last out, a strikeout to end the game.
And that's fun for Champlin Park to be able to get out of the city. These schedules are so tight. Minnesota baseball is such a short season. We say it's 2.5 months, but it's really more like 5 weeks when you look at when we deal with weather and field conditions. Fun for them to get up there and play a good, strong program like Rocori, an outstate baseball program that's usually a good competitor at the state tournament level.
Tilkey's first pitch up high to Brody Berglund. You can probably tell from the noise behind the microphones from Drew and I. We're right above the Maple Grove dugout, so we're getting all the good chatter.
Yeah, it's fun to watch college baseball these days because those kids, man, holy cow, they have so much fun. And it's fun to see the high school program start to do that stuff too, because it really brings energy, and the fans and the crowds start to see it, and they're like, oh, okay, I want to come and see what they're doing, instead of just showing up to a baseball game and it's like, oh, kid hits the ball. No, they have fun at these games. Come out and watch these youth kids play baseball.
Tilkey working quickly ahead 1-2 now. This one's driven by Berglund deep to center field. Backhand caught on the warning track in center field by George.
Just missed that one. 344 to dead center field here at this field. 320 in left field, 320 in right field, but squared that ball up dead center on a good fastball. Good read by the center fielder to get back there on the fake warning track to make that catch.
All turf field. What a great facility, though.
Great.
Was here for a few innings last week against a game against Edina. Kind of misty rain the whole night, but they kept playing because the field was fine. You know?
Yeah, as a coach and a parent and youth baseball, this kind of facility is fantastic. I mean, it's great to see the community get involved. You don't have to worry about too much post-game prep, in-game prep, pre-game prep. You see them taking infield. You don't have to rake the field. And the ability to see the drainage, you don't have to worry about that water out in the field.
2-1 count to Beckett Shimpa, who fouls that one back 2-2. Crimson right fielder batting second tonight. Drives this one deep to right center field. This one is off the fence. Digging for second is Shimpa. He'll check in there with a double. Hit it to the gap between George and Greer. And it's a one-out double for Beckett Shimpa.
Good advertising there for Allstate. That one went right off the fence, about 2-3 feet short of being out of the park, but 2 solid contact hits to start the game for Maple Grove. A good, strong pitcher on the mound who's throwing hard, but I think he needs to start working on location, not just throwing too hard, because the Crimson are really lining up the ball for the first 2 hitters.
Shimpa's third double of the season, just a freshman. And Nathan Schmidt, who's had a terrific year at the plate, is up for the Crimson. Called strike to him. Schmidt in 11 games hitting .571, 20 for 35, 6 extra base hits, 14 runs batted in. Tilke's pitch cutting a miss.
Yeah,
And
sometimes
Schmidt behind 0-2.
sometimes you look at those leaderboards and online, and you see some of those programs. The kids have 600-700 batting averages, but when you're playing for Maple Grove and you're playing consistently every day, good competition, that's really impressive, hitting 570 or so.
Fouled that one back. He's getting on base a lot, not just the hits. He's also walked 7 times, been hit by 3 pitches. His on base percentage .667 coming into play today.
That's a pretty good clip.
Still 0-2. Tilke trying to work out of trouble as Berglund did in the top of the first. Chopped it foul. Still 0-2 to Nathan Schmidt. Caden Harney on deck for the Crimson. Tilke a long look in now to McGee. Back at the runner and delivers home. Schmidt again, 3 straight foul balls. Stays in there.
Probably one of the worst swing he's had all season. But you know what? He stayed alive. Put the bat on the ball. Just a little foul ball. That's all you need to do. It's pitchers count. You got to try and find something you can drive to the right side of the infield and hope you get a hit here.
A little floater and it'll drop, and nobody's covering first base. That'll be the
maybe a second worst
easiest
swing,
hit, but Schmidt will get all season.
Hey, line drive in the books. That's what I tell the kids. Line drive in the books. Get on any way you can.
Oxborough hesitated a little bit, but then there was nobody over at the bag. Janusz was playing off the bag, and so it drops. Everybody's safe. Schmidt at third. Runners at the corners, 1 out, and the cleanup hitter, Caden Harney. And he drives this one out to center field. Little drop in front of George for a base hit. Shimpa will come in, and it's 1-0 Maple Grove. He had to hold at third, and I hesitated for a moment, too. I thought George might have a beat on that, but it was obviously several feet in front of him. Drops for a hit. Schmidt to second. And Harney with an RBI.
I think those first 2 hitters bought Maple Grove a little green in the front of those outfielders. They had to play a little deeper, knowing they were hitting the ball pretty hard, and that definitely paid off there.
This one will get to the backstop, and both runners will move up.
It's one of those things where that last play, that line drive to center field, great base running. You'll see it here. The runner on third base automatically goes back to third base, tag up. Good read by the runner at first base to know he's got to get to second base. He could see the center fielder was way too deep. And it was just good base running from both the runner on third base to get in, and then the runner at second base or first base to make it all the way down to first base, second base without any confusion.
Pitch missing to O'Dwyer, and it's 2-0.
Now Maple Grove's in a good spot to really put a big number up here in the first inning.
Well, pitch moving both runners up. Dwyer takes a strike, 2-1. Tilke steps off now, and McGee will come out to talk to him. Gotta get him settled down a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, coming off that big game, the other day, and then coming in here playing a rival here, the kids they've played against for years, they know each other really well. And he's given up a couple really strong hits, and then a little blooper that, he's got to realize he's still pitching well. He's not in a bad spot. Just don't let this unravel too quickly.
2-1 pitch to O'Dwyer, pops it up. Boy, it's going to be kind of in no man's land, though, in short center field, but George does come in and make the catch. That might drop between the infield and the outfield, but George runs in, makes the catch. Runners have to hold 2 outs. A big out there for Tilke as he gets O'Dwyer and a pop to short center.
Yeah, good read there by the center fielder. Realized it wasn't hit too hard. It was high enough. He had time to get under the ball and realized that the runner from third base wasn't going to try and tag there.
Brings up Kellen Riskadal. Trying to add to the Maple Grove lead here in the first. Drives this one to deep left field. Back it goes, and it is gone. A 3-run homer for Kellen Riskadal, and it's 4-0 Maple Grove. His first home run of the season, RBIs 2, 3, and 4. And a 4 spot put up by the Crimson here in the first.
Probably not the hardest ball hit this inning, but he got it up in the air, and there was a little bit of a breeze, and it kept carrying. He hit it pretty well, and it just kept going over and over that left fielder's head and far enough just to get over that fence. Huge 2-out home run.
Well, and the kind of inning that Maple Grove, for the most part, hasn't had a lot of this season. See if that gets them propelled the rest of the night. Off to a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Van Olsen, the left fielder, bats seventh. Fouls it back.
Ooh, caught the catcher right in the wrist.
One and one the count to Olsen. Tilke delivers, fouled back. Well, and you look back at this inning, how big is the at bat for Schmidt? First of all, he falls off several pitches, and then he gets a little blooper that should have been caught.
Right
drops.
between, yep.
And instead of maybe one run for the inning, Maple Grove has 4. Rounded to first, picked up cleanly. Janusz will run it himself to the bag, and the inning is over. But Maple Grove bats 7 and scores 4. 4 runs on 4 hits. The big blow, the Kellen Riskadal 3-run homer. Oh, we've played 1 inning here at Gleason. Maple Grove leads Champlin Park 4-0. Riskadal still all smiles after that 3-run homer, put his team up 4-0 here after 1 inning against Champlin Park.
Great start to the game for the Crimson. They started out the game with a couple line drives. One caught, one off the fence, and then a little bloop here and kind of moved the runners around. And then he comes up and hits a bomb to left field and puts the Crimson up 4-0. Great start for the Leafs.
So Champlin Park come up, Drew, top of the second, 5, 6, and 7 hitters, and all right, you're down 4, you chip away, right?
Yeah, you just got to put the bat on the ball.
And Berglund going to lead the work with. First pitch low to Max Janusz, the first baseman. Berglund allowed the 1 base runner in the first inning on a leadoff error, but worked out of it. Lined into left center field, so it'll be a base hit. Cut off there in center by Vogel. It'll be a long single for Janusz. And the first hit of the game for Champlin Park.
That's how you want to start the inning. Solid, good solid contact. Get that leadoff runner on and make things happen from there.
Janusz had a base hit last night against Coon Rapids. Gets one here to get the Rebels started in the second.
right over the shortstop side. Good solid contact. Good read by the center fielder to get over this. Ball skips pretty hard, pretty quickly on turf, so got to get over and cut off those gaps pretty quick.
Brockton Sandell is the left fielder in the number 6 slot. It's a first pitch ball from Berglund. Hits this one out to center field. Vogel drifts over to right center, makes the catch. One away.
Good read off the bat there by the center fielder. Good break. That goes a long way for a defense, and being able to hear how the ball comes off the bat and understand where the pitch is and what angle that ball is coming off the bat. You get a good read, and you can cut them off in the gaps and make that out.
1 out, 1 on. Ty McGee, the batter. Rebels catcher. Takes first pitch for a ball. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Hit in the air out to center. Vogel, the track on it, backing up almost to the warning track, but makes the catch. 2 down.
Yeah, just missed that one. Good solid contact, a little too high in the air. Keeps that down a little bit. That's probably going to get out of the park. Center field is able to track that down just in front of the warning track there.
He'll put out 2 putouts in a row for Vogel, 2 away, and George is the batter, number 8 hitter. With Giannis still at first base for the Rebels. Hits this one to third. Picked up by Schmidt. It's a little bit of a low throw, but nice grab by O'Dwyer. Makes the catch. And Champlin Park retired in the top of the second. No runs and a hit. They strand 1. Inning and a half in the books here at Gleason. It's 4-0 Maple Grove. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Fans here tonight at Gleason Fields in Maple Grove. Definitely need a jacket or a sweatshirt, but not an uncomfortable evening at all, Drew, especially compared to some of the afternoons and evenings we've had so far this spring.
Yeah,
take this.
Take what you get.
Right.
But when that wind's not around, it's a beautiful night. The sun's behind the clouds, but when the sun's out, it's really nice. It was 75 degrees earlier, and without the wind, it's beautiful. When the wind kicks up a little bit, it's a little chilly, but still, it's much better than most of the days we've had in the past couple weeks.
Maple Grove batted 7 in that first inning, so we're the number 8 hitter, Maddox Van Sluten. The number 8 hitter, the second baseman. First pitch swinging out to right field. And under it and making the catch in right is Caleb Greer, one down.
Kind of caught that one on the inside, went inside out, but caught it up in the air. An easy pop fly for the right fielder there.
So Van Sluten retired, and Dylan Vogel, the center fielder, comes to the plate. Strike. Thought he had held up, but strike called. 0-1 to Vogel. Strike 2. And if you're Tilke coming out, you know, you had the one big blow in the first inning that played at 3 for Maple Grove. You got to give your team some innings here, right? Try to make this one a quick inning.
Yeah, you want to keep them in it. Don't get too caught up in that one home run. I mean, you were one pitch away from getting out of the inning and being in pretty good shape, but that ball scooted over left field fence and put Maple Grove up 4-zip. He was still pitching pretty well and throwing the ball pretty hard, so just got to keep that mentality.
Vogel grounds this one. It's off the shortstop's glove and into short left field off Carlson. Infield single.
Yeah, that's a tough play.
Fifth hit of the game for Maple Grove. Vogel's aboard with 1 out.
Even if he feels that ball, he's going to have to spin. He's going to make a full spin and put an accurate throw over. The ball's hit pretty hard, so he would have a chance, but any other field, that's probably through, so.
And Vogel runs well, and they would have been a tough out, as you say. Back to the top of the order. First pitch called strike to Brody Berglund. Flew to deep center in the bottom of the first. Throw to first. Oh, they got him.
Definitely got him.
Good move by Tilke. The swipe tag by Janisch. And Vogel's picked off.
Yeah, definitely had him. Had him leading. Caught him taking an extra step. Yeah.
So base is clean now for Tilke. And he's ahead 0-2 on Berglund. Called strike 3. First strikeout for Tilke, and he gets out without any damage. No runs on a hit. No errors, nobody left. 2 innings. Maple Grove 4. Champlin Park nothing.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
To bring your dog to the ballpark, right, Drew?
Oh, they did a great job here at this park. They got a couple Little League fields here. They can move the bases in and out, accommodate 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, varsity. Great facility and great community field to come out here. They got a good concession stand. Not a bad place to come out and watch some baseball.
The 4 fields here at the Gleason Complex opened a year ago. This is the only one that's large enough for high school games. but certainly big enough to have youth tournaments. Well, and you even see in this field, Drew, that the mound movable. You can move it into where you can see where the circles are in front of where the
you can see the
pitching
pegs in
mound
the
is.
field too. It's easy for them to adjust, and with it all being turf, it doesn't really matter. It's just a color. It's still going to bounce naturally. You don't have to worry about cutting the grass. It's a great approach.
Caleb Greer is the leadoff hitter for Champlin Park here in the third. He is ahead 2-0, lines this one foul. And out of play, 2-1. Greer scored the only run of the game Monday against Coon Rapids. They got a run on the fifth, and that was all they needed. Combined shutout for Tyler Fino and Nick Carlson. With a backstop, it's 3-1. Ball four. First walk issued by Berglund, and Greer's aboard to lead off the third for Champlin Park. The third straight inning they've had the leadoff runner aboard. Back to the top of the order, and Aaron Cohn.
Just got to put that one behind you. Not a good at bat. Not a good approach for that batter. Try and throw strikes here. Don't worry too much about that runner.
Now Cohn, who drove in Greer with the only run last night, had 3 hits against the Cardinals. Takes a pitch inside
Good
from
call by the
Berglund.
catcher. I don't know if this comes from the coach or if the catcher, but he's realizing that his pitcher has not been consistent as he was for the first 2 innings. So he's going out there to talk to him and say, hey, don't worry about it. We're okay. Settle in, get back into your groove, throw some strikes. It's one thing a lot of these pitchers usually try and do is they take it all on their own shoulders, and it's like, trust your defense, throw strikes, let them hit ground balls, fly balls, your outfielders will track them down, let your team play the game with you.
Cut and a miss. Good pitch there by Berglund, and Cohn couldn't catch up to it. 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2. And a called strike 3. And if Cohen had gone around or not, regardless, it's a strikeout, the second of the game for Berglund. And he comes back from being down in the count, gets a strikeout for the first out of the third.
Yeah, way to settle back down and get that strikeout. Pitch was close enough, and it looked like he did go around, but either way, got the out. And I was in a position to get a ground ball and get out of the inning really quick.
Chase Oxborough, the batter. Short fly ball, the center. Van Sluten over his head and in front of Volk. Little drop. Little bloop single for Oxborough, and 2 runners on now for the Rebels with 1 out in the third. Greer to second.
Line drive of the books. Get on base any way you can.
Give the strikeout to Cohn.
Breaking ball had him off balance, and then this one just kind of falls in no man's land, and nobody's covered second, so you can't get that throw.
And Carlson takes outside, ball 1. Carlson with a ground out to short in his first at bat. Two and 0. Berglund looking back at second and delivers 3 balls and no strikes to Nick Carlson.
Don't want to just groove one in here and let them drive it. It's a good part of the order where they can do some damage. So definitely still got to be careful.
He turned back away from the pitch, but it's a called strike on Carlson, 3-1.
You know, sometimes when you have that take sign, you do whatever you can to try and sell that pitch. You know, let the umpire like, I don't think that was a strike. But hey, if you call it a strike, it's a strike.
The 3-1 pitch is low, and the bases are loaded for Champlin Park. Greer to third, Oxborough to second.
Do we get a mound visit to talk about strategy here and how you want to approach this?
Head coach Jeff Peterson out to talk with Berglund, the rest of his infield, and his catcher.
Yeah, I think you want to get everybody on the same page. You got to get one out. Of course, you want to get a double play, get out of the inning. That'd be great. But is there a play at the plate? Is there a play at third? Where do you want to go when the ball's hit?
Coach Peterson, third year as head coach. Park Center high school guy. Got them to the state tournament back in 2022 in his first season. And on the flip side for Champlin Park, Ryan Tome, his fifth year. His first year was that COVID season. His first, really fourth year on the diamond with the Rebels. 18 wins a season to go and a Section 5 runner-up. Looking for their 8th win of the season tonight, but right now they trail 4-0, but have the bases loaded here in the third. That one just off the plate on the first pitch to Brady Schornstein. Schornstein, the DH, called out on strikes in his first at bat. Lowell gets to the backstop, a run's going to come in. Greer to the plate, and it's 4-1. Everybody moves up.
Yeah, pitch a little low, but I think the catcher would like to have that one back. Keep that one in front of him, especially with the runner on third.
Pass ball moves everybody up. Greer in. 2 more runners in scoring position. On a 4-1 game, and the count 2-0 to Schornstein. 3-0. That one's low.
You know, if you're at Maple Grove, you still want to get that one out. You see the right side of the infield is playing back. They're trying to cut off the ball so you don't give up that second base. You can see that run at third base, but you try and get the out at any cost.
Called strike 3, Schornstein taking. Good pitch from Berglund, 3-1.
Interesting to see the shortstop playing deep too. So they're definitely conceding the run on a ground ball from the third baseman, the runner at third base.
The 3-1 pitch, grounded up the middle, a base hit. 1 run is in. They're going to hold Carlson at third, but it's an RBI single for Schornstein, and it's 4-2. Oxborough scoring. Runners at the corners, and now the tying run on base for Champlin Park here in the third.
Hard hit ball right up the middle. Pitcher had a chance, just got by. He was coming off the left side and wasn't able to get his body in position. Good strong throw by the center fielder there to keep the runner at third.
Janish is singled to lead off the second at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes.
Now this time the right side's a little bit more open because the first baseman's holding the runner on. You know, getting an aggressive lead by the runner over there at third base, kind of trying to distract the pitcher.
That one's low, 2-0.
And that's what you want to do when the ball's low and on the turf. You want to keep it in front of you. Keep it in front of you and don't let those runners advance.
Berglund steps off. 2-0 here to Max Janish.
Looking for a good pitch to drive here if you're Janish.
Taking, and it's a straight call, 2-1. Carlson at third. Schornstein at first. Still just one out for Champlin Park and 2 runs in. Janusz hits this one to deep short. Harney up with it, throws across. They get the out at first. The run comes in though as Janusz puts it in play and drives in Carlson. It's 4-3. Schornstein to second.
I was expecting him to go to second with that ball, but I think he had a good read because he was deep in the hole, made a good strong throw over to first base, and good footwork there by the first baseman. Usually you see people try and keep that right foot with your left hand. If you throw right hand and your gloves in your left hand, you usually keep your right foot on, but when that ball's to the right side of the bag, you need to pivot over there and put your left foot on and block it and try and get that out.
First pitch strike to Brockton Sandell. Three runs on 2 hits here in the inning for Champlin Park. Tying run now down at second base and another strike called to Sandell. Swing and a miss. And Sandell is out. But a good inning for Champlin Park. They put 7 to the plate, hit 3 runs, and they're back to within 1. Our score here at Gleason, let's go to the bottom of the third. Now Maple Grove 4, Champlin Park 3. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. John Jacobson, Drew Keough back. The rest of our CCX crew at Gleason Fields and Maple Grove. A lot of runs early, 2.5 innings, 7 on the board. Maple Grove up on Champlin Park, 4-3. Dog night.
A lot of dogs. Actually, those dogs don't shed, do they? And they're Labradoodles. I don't think they shed. Those are the kind of dogs that everybody wants to get, which I totally understand.
2, 3, and 4 hitters up for Maple Grove here in the third. Beckett Shippa leading it off. Doubled and scored back in the first. 2 balls and a strike after that called strike. Hit in the air, foul, and this is going to drift out of, well, not quite out of play, but out of the reach of anyone for Champlin Park that could try to run it down. Carlson after it. Cohn, Sandell, all kind of in the area, but neither could get, none of the 3 could get to it. And now 2-2 to Shimpa.
That was a long, long run for all 3 of them. And I can't blame them for not being able to come up with that, especially at a visitor's park. You're not familiar with the dimensions and where the fences are.
Way up high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Drives this one out to center. And making the running catch out in left center is Reese George. And Shimper retired, 1 away.
Good range there by the center fielder. Good job calling off the left fielder, too, to make sure he's clear and calling that ball off and making that catch to get the out there. But you can tell when the pitcher's throwing the ball hard, he just winds up. He throws really hard. He just gets into it. Slice that ball to left center field, calling off the left field. That's key. As a center fielder, you need to let your corner outfielders know when you have a chance to get that ball, so there's no collision. Because not only a collision not be good for the players, but then the ball bounces, rolls to the fence. The other team kind of tries to capitalize on that.
Nathan Schmidt with that little bloop infield single in his first at bat came around to score on the risk-it-all home run. Behind in the count, as he was in his first at bat. 0-2 here. He steps off, now back on the rubber. Bounces 1-2. You
get away with that with the 0-2 count and nobody on base. You try and rear back and throw it as hard as you can and keep it over the plate on line. Don't hit the batter and you're just fine.
Popped up, giving a run toward the dugout and beyond, but no play. Out of play. It's 1-2 still to Schmidt. Swing and a miss. And good out for Tilke, getting the strikeout of Schmidt. Tilke headed toward the, I don't know if he thought that was the third out for a moment or just was happy with the result and didn't want to get hit on the throw by his catcher. But it gives a nice strikeout of Nathan Schmidt. 2 outs, nobody on, and Caden Harney, the batter. Harney fouls one out of play. We've not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. Drew Tilke trying to get one here. He gets ahead of Harney. 0-1. Caden with an RBI single in his first at bat. Called strike. 0-2. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts and 3 strikeouts in the last 4 batters for Tilke in Champlin Park. 3 up and 3 down. We've played 3 at Gleason. Our score, Maple Grove Crimson 4, Champlin Park Rebels 3.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
4-3 Maple Groves. We head to the top of the 4th inning tonight. West Suburban Conference Baseball in Maple Grove. John Jacobson and Drew Keel, and what has turned out to be a beautiful evening for a ball game. Even since we got here, Drew, the wind died down considerably.
Yeah, much calmer. It actually feels like it kind of warmed up.
Ty McGee, the catcher, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. 7, 8, and 9 hitters up for Champlin Park. McGee, George, and Greer, the scheduled hitters here in the 4th. First pitch, a little flare. Harney, the shortstop, out to center field, makes the catch.
Good communication there with the center infielders to call out the second baseman, make sure he goes to second base in case that ball gets dropped. So you need somebody at second base, but clearly had a chance to track it down and got that first out.
Grounded hard to third, but right at Nathan Schmidt over to O'Dwyer. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th. And for Berglund, good for him too. We saw Tilke bounce back in the 2nd inning after giving up a 4 spot in the 1st. Berglund just coming off a 3-run inning, giving up 3 in the 3rd. It's the first 2 outs in quick fashion here in the 4th.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick start to the inning here. Nice play there by the third baseman. It's one of the other things that people don't really understand until they actually experience it is being able to play baseball on this turf field. You get natural bounces like that, and it's
Harney to O'Dwyer. That is a very quick inning.
I don't
3
want to
up,
say
3
easy,
down in about 6 pitches.
but it's pretty predictable. When that ball hits the turf, you know where it's going.
Nothing across for the Rebels in the top of the 4th. Still 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 4 at Gleason. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Maple Grove 4 spot in the 1st, Champlin Park 3 in the 3rd, and we are 4-3 as we go to the bottom half of the 4th. John Jacobson, Drew Keogh here at Gleason. We got, I guess you could call it a drink rail. I call it a counter for, I got all my score sheets out. Yes, no, we got water, that's all. But a great place to watch a ball game from. There's tables here. We could have a picnic, Drew.
Yeah, you could definitely spend a good 3, 4, 5 hours during the summer days when it's nice out, watching a couple baseball games here, moving around from field to field. They did a really nice job here.
Maple Grove will be the host for the State American Legion tournament this year. This will be one of the fields that they'll use. Strike call to the leadoff hitter. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Evan O'Dwyer. Home half of the 4th here for Maple Grove. Trying to even their season record at 6-6. Talked about the kind of up and down. It's some really good games, some not so good games. They're just trying to string some wins together. Right? It always starts with one. Twins had such an awful start, and they got that first win and then reeled off 11 more. Strikeout here. It's the 3rd in a row now for Tilke as he gets O'Dwyer. Start the 4th.
Well, that's the thing at the high school level. It's like I said earlier, it's all about figuring out who does what and how your team can gel together. Because you come into the season as a coach and a management team understanding, okay, you know what the tendencies are, but kids develop year over year. And some of these teams have freshmen, sophomores, and they got to figure out how are they going to contribute and where can they fit in the lineup. Are they a sub? Are they a starter? Where do they sit in the batting lineup, and what's their best position?
Tilke now facing Kellen Riskadal. Took him deep over the left field fence for a 3-run homer back in the first. Pops this one up and out of play, and he's behind in Tilke 0-2. Again, reaches on, pokes it out of play, but stays alive in the at-bat. Up high, 1-2. Van Olsen on deck for the Crimson. Foul back. Tilke has allowed just one hit since the first. A one-out single to Vocal in the second. Swing and a miss. Has 5 strikeouts in the last 6 batters for Maple Grove. And conversely for Tilke, as he's set down 6 in a row.
Yeah, it really seems to be settling in. You can see when his windup, when he's throwing the ball hard, he kind of rears his head back and just lets go, and he's throwing the ball pretty hard. That first inning was a struggle for him. The kids were hitting the ball pretty hard. One pretty far out to center field, one off the fence, and then a blooper and a home run. But ever since then, he's really settled down.
Olsen, the Crimson left fielder, takes first pitch high for a ball. Grounded out to first in his first at bat. Swing and a miss. 1-1. One-two pitch. And strike 3. Tilke strikes out the side. He is in a groove right now as he sets down Maple Grove in order again. 3 up, 3 down. In the 4th, we go to the 5th inning. It's 4-3.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Moving along a little bit now in the last couple of innings. We go to the top half of the 5th inning, still at 4-3. Champlin Park will have the top of the order up as they try to push the tying run across here in the 5th. Tilke really pitching well. Drew with 5 strikeouts in a row, 6 in the last 7 batters.
Yeah, he's been lights out, been able to throw that breaking ball. He's got that fastball. It's coming in pretty hot, and then he mixes in a breaking ball for strikes and makes it tough.
Aaron Cohn leading off for Champlin Park. 0 for 2, reached on an error and struck out in 2 at-bats. Ball and the strike to him here. Berglund continues on the mound for Maple Grove. His delivery to Wilm. They go around? Yes.
Good call by the catcher there to ask for help, because the umpire's not going to do it. You got to ask the umpire to ask for help, and sure enough, you got that strike.
1-2 grounded. Harney gets over quickly in the hole and over to Dwyer. Reaches and makes the catch. One away.
Good range there by the shortstop to get deep in the hole. Knows that ball's hit pretty hard. He has a little extra second or two to set his feet. Good strong throw over to first to get that out.
Yeah, the turf field, you know you're going to get the true hop, but that ball's going to get through in a hurry too, right?
Mm-hmm. That's why they're able to play deep too.
One up, one down. Here's Oxborough. Drives this one hard to left. Drifting back and making the catch is Olson. Really tagged well by Chase Oxborough, but Van Olson had a beat on it right away and makes the catch.
Yeah, good solid contact. Just one of those balls where you hit it well, you just either need to get it up further or get it down more so it falls in front or goes over the outfielder's head. But pretty easy play if you get a good read off the bat.
There's pitch away, ball one to Nick Carlson. Grounded out in the first. Walked and scored in the third. It's this one in the air, down the right field line, and out of play. Tagged pretty well, but well fouled. Shimpa gave chase down in the corner. Something happened over on that youth field, Drew. There's a lot of screaming going on behind us. 10-year-old screaming.
It's getting late. late in these youth games. Parents get pretty intense. Oh, this one's 4-3 in the second. Ooh. Youth baseball. So fun.
In shock, warming up for Maple Grove. Now the bullpen for Maple Grove. And this one lined in the center field of a base hit. 2-out single for Carlson. He's aboard for a second time today.
Yeah, good solid contact. Didn't try to do too much with that pitch. Went with the pitch. It was outside and put it on the right side of the middle infield and gets by the second baseman to try and start a 2-out rally here for Champlin Park.
Brings up Brady Schornstein at an RBI single in the third. 1 ball, no strikes. Dwyer holding with Carlson at first. Berglund takes a look over. Right-hander delivers. Up high, 2-0. Called strike, 2-1. Bounces. It hit him.
I'll say his foot umpire called it dead ball right away.
So Schornstein hit by the pitch. And now 2 runners on with 2 outs. Oh, yeah, off the back foot. Now Maxianos with a chance. A dry bit of run, tying run at second base, and he gets hit. So Berglund hits batters on back-to-back pitches, and the base is now loaded for Champlin Park with 2 out.
Maple Grove's been having somebody warm up out in the bullpens, but it's a tough spot to come in. You kind of want to give your pitcher a chance to come out, get out of this. We'll see if they talk about strategy or make a pitching change here.
Well, Shock is coming out of the bullpen. I'm guessing they're going to make a change here. Well, he started out. Now he's back in. Maybe not yet.
I heard a strong no from one of the other coaches. So maybe worry about strategy here.
Well, give Berglund a chance to work out of it. All right.
Confidence builder. Say, hey, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the bullpen door had opened, so I assumed he was coming out and back in there now.
So Carlson at third, Schornstein at second, Janisch at first. Bases loaded for Brockton Sandell. Top of the fifth, the 4-3 game. Maple Grove clinging to a one-run lead. First pitch popped up and out of play. But a big pitch for Berglund too, right? You point the last two guys, you get a first pitch strike and get ahead in the count in Sandell.
You should start building up that confidence again. Feel comfortable throwing the ball.
This one's low. Good stop by Wilm. It's 1-1. Just off the plate.
That was a good pitch.
Well, looks pretty good. 2-1. Excuse me. Yeah, it is 2-1.
Yep.
Scoreboard says 1-2.
Scoreboard is ambitious. They're hopeful there. That's not the right count.
Berglund's pitch fouled away.
What's up, boys? What's up, boys?
Count evens, 2-2.
Up there trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. Scoreboard is correct. CCX is always right.
There's no doubt. 2-2 delivery.
Oh.
Liner right at third base. Schmidt makes the catch. And Maple Grove and Brady Berglund out of the inning. Brody with a big pitch there. The line out to Schmidt, and Champlin Park is retired. No runs. One hit, they leave 3 and stranded 6 in the game. 4.5 innings complete. We remain 4-3 Crimson.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Maple Grove 4, Champlin Park 3. Up half of the 5th inning. Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball tonight on CCX. 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Crimson against Preston Tilkey. Fouled back to the screen by Maddox Van Sluten. Crimson's second baseman flew to right in his first at bat. Takes a strike, it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's definitely got that breaky ball down. He comes in with that fastball and sets up the hitter with the breaky ball. It's a good combo.
Rounded to deep second, and it's off the second baseman's glove and into short right field off of Oxborough. It'll be a single for Van Sluten. 6th hit of the game for Maple Grove, but their first since the second. The leadoff runner on.
Nice job hitting the ball to the right side of the infield. Just outside of the reach of the second baseman. Good diving attempt. Kind of caught himself in an awkward position. I think he overdove for the ball. He realized the turf was going to eat him up.
Dylan Vogel, the batter. bunting it, but bunts it in the air, and the catch for McGee. Local unable to get it down. McGee hustles over, makes the catch. One away.
Good base running in there by the runner on first base too. Right away he knew it was popped up, and the catcher had a good beat on it. Didn't really even try and do anything with it.
Top of the order, Brody Berglund. Takes a first pitch strike. Brody, the pitcher, with 5 innings complete, 3 runs allowed. As a batter, 0 for 2, fly out and a strikeout. And he's behind 0-2 to Tilke.
Yeah, nice job getting out of that jam in the last inning with the bases loaded, and again started off the game with a really solid line drive to center field. Just wasn't able to get on base.
Throw to first, Van Sluten back in. Out at the plate. 2 strikes as Berglund got just a piece of that. Up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not a big lead for Van Sluten over at first. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 for Tilke, all in the last 10 batters.
Yeah, he's really settled down. Settled down, had good, strong control of the strike zone, keeping hitters off balance with the curveball and fastball mix. I think if you're Maple Grove, you're trying to do something on the base paths. Make them try and throw the ball around. Don't let them stay comfortable up there.
Shimpa puts it in play for the 3rd time tonight, and a little looper out into left, and it's going to go for a double. Van Sluten, no hesitation. Good speed for him, gets around to 3rd, and into 2nd is Shimpa with a double.
Yeah, with 2 outs there, you're moving on contact, but when the ball's hit in front of you, as you're running, you can easily read where that is, and you realize the third baseman was out there with the shortstop. Nobody was covering third base. He easily had a chance to go to third base, but good base running there by the batter, too, to hustle down from first base. See, there's nobody at third base. He makes it third base. Nobody's looking at second base either. Move down, so now you got 2 runners in scoring position. With a single here, you put it up to 6-3. Pass ball's tough play as well, so you got to keep those things in mind.
Shimpa with his 2nd double of the game. And here's Schmidt. First pitch strike. Nathan Schmidt easily leads the team in RBI. He's got 14. Nobody else with more than 4.
Big spot for him. Put a couple more up there if you can.
1-1 to the senior third baseman. Foul back at 1-2. This one's driven deep to center field, making a run out left center. It's going to bounce over the fence. There'll be a ground rule double for Schmidt. 2 runs driven in. RBIs 15 and 16 on the season. And a 6-3 Crimson as Schmidt drives in both Van Sluten and Shimpa.
Big spot there by Schmidt. Good solid line drive to left center field. I think the left fielder would like to have this one back if he had a chance to go after it. Realizing the situation of the game, he'd probably keep running after it. Try to make that catch. Knowing that if he doesn't catch it, it's a ground rule double or your center fielder is going to be able to track it down.
Yeah, Sandell unable to track that one down. And Harney now a chance to put a little more space between his team and Champlin Park here. Crimson shortstop's 1 for 2. He's 2 for 3. Single to center. George up with it. Not going to have a play at home. It's an RBI single. For Caden Harney, his second run scoring hit of the game. A 3-run inning for Maple Grove. And it's 7-3.
More clutch hitting here by the Crimson. Good solid line drive over the shortstop's head. 2 outs. That runner's moving on contact. Easily comes in to score that 7th run for Maple Grove.
Nine Tomes out. This might be the end of the line for Tilke. So Van Sluten with the leadoff single, and Tilke gets the next 2 guys. Then Shimpa with the little bloop double to left. Schmidt with the ground rule double to center. And then Hardy with the solid single driving in Schmidt with the 3rd run of the inning. I think I'm going to stick with Tilke here for at least another batter.
Yep.
So Tilke will go to work on Evan O'Dwyer. 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. It's a called strike. Dwyer thought that was low.
Looked low, but close enough. He stayed around the zone for most of the game, so maybe he earned that one.
2 strikes. Both called to O'Dwyer. Popped up and out of play.
They give freezies or something like that?
The concession stand?
Yeah,
Remember that?
Popcorn, yeah.
No. Drew, you haven't gotten your pretzel yet
I
over
know.
at the concession
I feel
stand.
bad I can't leave you.
I do need help. Cold strike 3. And Dwyer's out. So Tilke gets the strikeout, but 3 big hits in a row, 2 of which scored runs, and 3 runs put on the board for Maple Grove here in the 5th. They come up with 3 runs on 4 hits, and now 5 complete here at Maple Grove. 7-3, Crimson lead the Rebels.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Ian Schock is the new pitcher for Maple Grove, coming on in relief of Brody Berglund. Ian's a sophomore. This is 2nd game varsity pitching this season. And he's got a 4-run lead to work with, Drew. 2 innings to go.
Yeah, good spot for him to come in. Base is empty. They were able to get out of that bases loaded jam last half of the inning. Coming in with the bases empty here and hopefully close this one out for Maple Grove. Get 6 outs here.
Ty McGee will lead it off for Champlin Park. And here's the first pitch strike. McGee, George, and Greer, the scheduled hitters for the Rebels in the 6th. Another strike. It's 0-2.
So much of pitching is confidence. Coming in with your own mentality, not worrying about anybody else's base runners. Starting out with 2 straight strikes is a good start.
Check swing. McGee gets a piece of it, and it's still 0-2 rather to McGee. He's 0 for 2 today. Fly out and a pop out. Popped up and then get on to play. You're in one of the other fields. You're going to have your head on a swivel here.
Be aware.
Right? Up high, 1-2.
Makes you wonder if they'll eventually put one of those more overarching nets that kind of comes out over the field. Not a big fan of that because it cuts off the catcher's play, but you know, it might protect some of these younger kids over here and their families.
Up high. They go around? No. 2-2.
He wanted to, but he didn't get there.
Nope.
There you see the netting. Some fields bring in a net that kind of creeps in over that backstop to reduce the amount of foul balls that go over into the other area.
Trujillo saving my score sheet, which had gone flying.
CCX Play of the Week candidate.
Right there. 3-2 now to McGee. He takes ball 4. A good at bat for the Rebels catcher, falling behind in the count. He's on to start the Champlin Park 6th. They need runs. They need base runners.
Great at bat. After falling behind 0-2 on 2 great pitches. Works out a walk, couple foul balls, and now courtesy runner.
Paul DeLong will run for him, the junior. Courtesy runner for the catcher, McGee. Reese George takes a first pitch strike. Grounded out to third both times. Couldn't check on that one. He's like, oh, I shouldn't swing, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's having some luck on that fastball high in the zone.
Shock's pitch. This one stays high. It's 1-2.
So hard to get a good lead with a lefty on the mound. It's so hard to pick up a read, especially if you haven't seen him before. And a pinch runner coming here, a courtesy runner, you got to be careful.
Swing and a miss. And so Shock gets the strikeout of George and one away here in the 6th.
Yeah, it seems like Champlin Park's kind of sitting on that curveball, but he keeps throwing that fastball up in the zone, and they just can't catch up to it.
One out, one on, and the first pitch to Caleb Greer. It's high for ball 1. Greer, who got Champlin Park's 3-run third inning started with a leadoff walk, scored the first run, grounded out in his second at bat. Right away, 2-0. Top of the order, and Aaron Crone on deck. Called strike. A good take, I think, by Greer would make him throw a strike.
Yeah, he stayed high in the zone for the most part of this inning when he came in, and you kind of want to make sure you can throw strikes at the waist level and get something good to drive. Don't chase those high fastballs.
2-1 pitch, cut and a miss, 2-2. Two, lifted in the air, right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And runners hesitating, but on to third. They're both going to make it. And it's a bloop double for Greer. On to third goes DeLong, and Champlin Park's got something going here with a one out in the sixth.
Yeah, not the hardest hit ball of the night, but put it in the right spot and was able to get that leadoff runner moving around second base, continue running. It's hard to pick up that ball when you're running, you're coming in, you're trying to get to second base. Yeah, then you turn, you got to go, okay, I can't see the ball anymore. I got to find the base and go to third base because that runner behind him was about to catch up to him.
No shot for either Shimpo or Van Sluten to catch up to that one. DeLong hesitated a little bit around second base, but still made it to third in time. So he's at third. Greer at second, top of the order. Cone takes that one out of the zone. It's 2-0.
Maple Grove playing back. Third baseman's playing just behind third base, but the rest of the infield's playing back, giving up that run on an infield ground ball.
Just missed 3-0. Rebels making some noise here in the sixth. They trail by 4. Chop to third. Schmidt up with it. Throws to first to Dwyer. They get the out. A run scores. It's an RBI for Cone, and it's 7-4, but Maple Grove will take that. That's his second out.
Yeah, you'll trade out for a run there if you're Maple Grove for sure. Don't want to give up a big inning here. Chopper at third baseman. If he comes up with it cleanly, I think he's thinking about going home, but he kind of bobbles it right away. The runner's moving on contact, so I think the smart play there is to go over to first base and make sure you get that out.
Greer on to third, and Oxborough the batter. Oxborough with a single and 3 at bats. Called strike, 1-1. He didn't like that call.
Yeah, sometimes you can tell by how the catcher's positioned and where their glove moves, but that one looked like it was a little off the plate, but got the call close enough.
On one pitch, grounded to Harney at short. Up with it, clean throw over to first. Maple Grove out of the 6th inning. Champlin Park does push one run across on a hit, and they leave one. 5.5 innings complete. Our score, Maple Grove 7, Champlin Park 4.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Sun beginning to set here in Maple Grove. Night for high school baseball. Maple Grove leading Champlin Park 7-4 as we move to the home half of the 6th inning. Freshman baseball coach Aaron Hedrick of our CCX crew at Wayzata taking in the ball game here tonight in Maple Grove. He's had enough baseball for the game today. He's already had a game today. We got a new pitcher for Champlin Park. It's Tanner Wiley, who last worked on Friday at the last out of the win for the Rebels against Ricori. A strikeout, sophomore. Champlin Park's got a lot of really good arms. They get a number of guys that can really throw the ball, and that's it's going to take you a long way potentially in the postseason, right?
When it comes down to postseason, that's really what it comes down to is pitching. It's pitching. It comes to pitch limits and how you can manage your schedule. And sometimes you really hope for a rainout or two so you can push back that starting pitcher and give another day or two a rest.
Wiley's first batter of the night will be Kelvin Riskadal. Van Olsen and Maddox Van Sluten scheduled to follow. Oh, and hit. Glances looked like off the helmet of Riskadal.
Yeah, got his shoulder. Good way to turn that shoulder in.
Colin Ames will come in and run for him. Yeah. Good call, Drew. So Ames the runner at first. Van Olsen the batter. Not the way you want to start for Tanner Wiley either, right?
Yeah, it's a mental thing. You want to get comfortable throwing strikes and being able to find spots in the strike zone where you can control the ball, but when you start off hitting a batter, you start to think about it too much. Got to put that behind you, move on.
Bunt foul by Olsen back to the screen, strike one.
You have that much jewelry? You have those chains?
Do I have that much? No.
No, they wouldn't let you wear that in the newscast. Sportscast.
I should wear it on CCX one of these days, right? And that one is another hit batsman. This time it's Olsen off the hand or the wrist. In some pain. Looks like he'll shake it off, walk down to first, and we had back-to-back hit batsman earlier, and now we have it again here for the Crimson. First two runners aboard here in the sixth.
Yeah, squared around to hit the bunt, pulled back, caught the inside elbow, or the back elbow. Hopefully caught the muscle, not the bone. But definitely hit his back forearm.
The Rebels already trailing by 3 and only potentially one more at bat. They certainly don't want to give up anything here.
Be interested to see what they do here if Maple Grove keeps the bunt on, or they try to move the runners around, because you definitely want to, extend this lead as much as you can late in the game to put it away. But
a big spot for Wiley. Big spot potentially for Maddox Van Sluten. Flew out to right in the second, singled in the fifth. Does bunt it and gets it down. Wiley lets it go foul.
Goodery, he was about to dive and try and catch that ball on the fly. It would have been an amazing play and potentially set up a triple play opportunity there, but decided to let it bounce and ends up going foul.
Ames the runner at second, Olsen at first. 0-1 now to Van Sluten. Lets it go, and it's strike two.
Probably takes the bunt opportunity out of the play here.
Wiley looking back at second as 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. The first out here in the sixth inning.
Yeah, in that situation, after unsuccessful bunts, first two pitches, you're just trying to put the ball in play and just missed it. Foul tip out. Anything you want to do is you want to put a ground ball to the right side of the infield so you move up your runners, but unfortunately not able to execute there.
9th strikeout for Champlin Park pitching tonight. And here's Dylan Volkel. First pitch strike to him. singled in the second inning. Bunted foul for an out in the fifth. Fouls it back. And Wiley's ahead 0-2. Fouls it back. Count stays at no balls, 2 strikes. Wiley's pitch, and it's his line down the right fielder, a base hit. Around third comes Ames. Throw to home is offline. Runner moves to third. Run to second goes Volkel. Another run in for Maple Grove. And it's 8-4. Dylan Volkel, an RBI single to right. Brings home Colin Ames. And Olson around to third. And Volkel on the throw home digs down to second.
Good little bit of baseball there. Stayed back, didn't try and drive it, went with the pitch, put it out in the right field, got the ball down. The runner could see it as they were at second base that it was going to get down. The right fielder wasn't going to get the ball. Hustled around third, slid in to score the run, and then the runner from first read that the throw went home, went down to second base, and now they're in the same position here.
Gavin Custerman comes in and hits in the number 1 slot. That's where Berglund was to start the game. Custerman, the sophomore, with his first at bat tonight. First pitch strike to him. The bunt said the squeeze play was on. A run is in. Throw to first, and it's down the line. Another run will come in. And it's 10-4. Perfectly executed bunt by Gavin Custerman. Olson was breaking, is able to score, and then on the throw, sails high. Volkel's in to score as well.
Yeah, nicely executed safety squeeze there. Got it done. Ball goes over the first baseman. The second run comes across the score. Now Maple Grove has a chance to really blow this one out.
And into right field by Shimpa, who's got his third hit today. First pitch swinging. Good day for the freshman.
Sheesh, good for him. What a fun night.
Still just 1 out. And now Nathan Schmidt. First pitch swinging. Out into right field. Greer come in and make the catch. Runners will hold. 2 away. New batter for Maple Grove, Brady Aubett will hit here for Caden Harney. Left-handed hitting junior. Trying to add a little more here for the Crimson in the bottom of the 6th. Aubett takes a strike. Wiley's pitch hit the other way and down the left field line for a hit. Another one is going to score, maybe 2. Aubett with a single double down the left field line. 2 runs are in, and it's 12-4.
That felt good to squeeze that just down the third baseline by the third baseman inside the line. 2-run double. inside out swing, pushed it to the left side of the infield. Scoots just by the third baseman. Great hit.
Custerman and Shimpa both score on the pinch hit double, 2-run double by Brady Abbott. Maple Grove with Evan O'Dwyer at the plate has now batted around here. He hits this one out to left field, and it is caught in left field by Sandell. What a big sixth inning for Maple Grove. They played 5 runs. We'll go to the 7th inning. Good night for Maple Grove Crimson. Lead at 12-4.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Second double of the season for Brady Abbott. Drove into there in the bottom half of the 6th inning. His team comfortably in front, 12-4. They go to the top half of the 7th inning. Caden Harney, who had started the game at shortstop, now on the pitch to close things out here for the Crimson.
Good opportunity for Maple Grove to give kids a chance to do different things and come in and contribute. Pinch hitter coming in doing RBI singles, RBI doubles. It gives confidence throughout the season. As the season progresses, you got probably 2-3 weeks left of the regular season. Then you start to focus on the postseason. These pinch hitters know they're able to be contributors. All these kids were stars on their little league baseball team or their club teams growing up. But when you get to varsity, everybody's good. If you're not a starter, you need to be ready to have that mentality that when you're going up to the plate, it's not, the game's over, we're giving Joey a chance. No, you're going up there to get a chance to contribute. So when it does come playoff time and those key situations come in and your name gets called, you have that confidence. And the team has confidence in you, and it makes everything a lot more fun.
Harney's 3rd appearance of the season. He's 0-1, the ERA of 2.10. 1 earned run allowed in 3 1/3 innings. Trying to finish out Champlin Park here in the 7th inning. The 12 runs scored by Champlin Park. This one's grounded to Custerman, the new shortstop, and on 1 pitch and out as Carlson's retired to start the 7th. The 12 runs by Maple Grove tonight, a season high. They scored 10 a week ago in a win against Edina. This is the second of 4 games this week for Maple Grove. They'll be home here against Blaine Thursday afternoon and host Matamina Saturday morning. Champlin Park be back home against Osseo on Thursday and home against Sartell on Friday.
Yeah, it's definitely part of the season where things ramp up. Most teams are playing 3, 4, if not 5 games a week, and that's where your pitching really becomes a strategy for coaches. It's making sure if a kid's on a roll, let them go out there and do as much as they can. If they're not, you got to pull them quick and let them know, hey, you're going to get another chance later on this week. If not this week, it'll be next week, so you got to keep your head up.
Walde Long, who is a courtesy runner earlier for Schornstein, gets his first at bat tonight. He's behind 0-2. Arnie delivers high. It's 1-2. Called strike 3. 2 up and 2 down in the 7th.
I was saying earlier, but a lot of times catchers are taught to set up in the center of the plate to give pitchers a good target. But as you progress and you start to work with pitchers who can actually control strike zone, you want to be able to set up inside outside so you're able to get that outside corner, get that inside corner, because sometimes the umpire will react to how much your catcher's glove will move, and if it's not moving, you're set up on that outside corner, you're going to get that strike more often than not.
Cal Oakley, a pinch hitter now for Champlin Park here in the 7th. He's ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Oakley, a sophomore, hitting for Janisch. Champlin Park on Thursday mentioned they'll play Osseo. They'll have Tyler Fino on the mound. He is an outstanding pitcher going to Texas Christian University next year. 2-out single, pinch hit single here for Oakley. He gets aboard here in the 7th for the Rebels.
Having a kind of kid like that in the program does a lot. You see them coming up, you know they have the talent, and then when they continue to contribute, do the drills, practice, other kids see it, and then when they get rewarded and they're going to a big program like Texas Christian, other kids see it as an opportunity, and it might not be Texas Christian, TCU, it might be St. John's, it might be St. Thomas, it might be a smaller school, but it really develops the program, and younger kids see that, and it's a really big positive builder for the program year over year.
Another pinch hitter here for Champlin Park, Kristen Wexeth, will hit here for Brockton Sandell. Called strike, 1-1 to Wexeth. Arnie trying to finish it out. Rebels down to their last out. 2 balls and a strike. Three and 1. Marnie delivers, and there's a called strike. And the Rebels down to the final strike now. Oakley will be running on the 3-2 pitch. And Harney's delivered to Wexeth, strike 3. And Maple Grove wins it. A scoreless inning for Harney, and a good night for Maple Grove baseball. Even their record at 6-6, Drew. They get the 4-run inning in the first. Champlin Park gets 3 back. Berglund works out of trouble that one inning, and then they get some big hits at the end to tack on, and the 5th and 6th innings big for for Maple Grove, and they get the win here over the Rebels.
Yeah, they started off in the bottom of the first there with 2 really hard hit balls, and we thought Maple Grove was just going to be starting to launch balls all night long, but really it came down to a couple bloops, finding some green, and then some clutch hits to move runners around and get those runs across the plate.
That'll do it for our telecast tonight. Thanks to Drew Keogh and all of our great crew tonight here at Gleason. I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in. Our final score, Northwest Suburban Conference baseball tonight. Maple Grove Crimson win it over the Champlin Park Rebels, 7-4 the final.